It was earlier in the week that Coach Ryan Day kind of changed things up when it came to the spring showcase, saying it is now going to be a spring game. And Nicole Sheeran, what I think is going on here, I think he realizes, A, they've got to replace 13 starters.
Right.
And a lot of these kids are young kids, and it's going to be their first time in the horseshoe. And let's not forget, they don't get the luxury of opening with, an Akron or an
They
Ohio.
opened with Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where we're seeing schools all over the country foregoing their spring game. They don't want to play it. They don't want to risk injuries. They don't want to expose certain plays. I don't expect Ohio State to be running all these plays that we're going to see this season. The whole point of this spring game, is what they're calling it now, is to give those guys reps. Give Julian Sayin in-game reps. Give Tavian St. Clair in-game reps. Give Lincoln in-game reps. Give the guys who are younger, because we've said this is a younger team. Give those guys in-game reps in the shoe with fans, with the crowd noise, going up against one of the best defenses in the country and vice versa. I mean, I see the spring game as a great opportunity. I don't really know why some schools are foregoing it. I mean, I guess I could see why their heads go that direction, but I think Ryan is kind of in that mindset of we need to use this as just more reps for these guys.
And I think it's been a work in progress, and he's done a great job of navigating this new world of college football that involves an 8-team playoff. It's going to expand even more. And he was concerned because, let's face it, this season ended January 20th in the national title game. It was just a couple months ago. A lot of the guys that are back had significant playing time, but he's also got a lot of guys that did not have the significant playing time. They know what the Sonny Styles of the world can do. They know what Caleb Downs can do, but they don't know what some of these quarterbacks and some of these young offensive linemen, and they've got to reload on the defensive front. And you want to have as much as possible game-like situation. You know, there's one thing you're going to see if you're doing 7-on-7, but football is not 7-on-7. It's 11 against 11, and so I think they're going to try to make it as much as a game. They're going to have quick whistles. They're not going to get anyone hurt. They're going to try not to get anyone hurt. After the initial hit, they're going to call it off.
Yeah.
But and they're not going to hit the quarterbacks. But you're right. Julian Sayin, Lincoln Keyholes, Tavian St. Clair, they need to play in a game-like situation. They need reps in a situation like that. I know Coach is going to be asking Buckeye Nation to turn out so there's noise, and so these guys can truly experience what it's going to be like, because let's face it, on August 30th or whatever, the day that Ohio State opens against Texas, there's no do-overs.
No.
That it's for real on that day. And so they need to have a dress rehearsal, and I think that's why it's back to being a spring game.
Well, right. And honestly, I personally love that they're starting the season off with Texas. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, that's why we got to put in this work now. We're not taking any days off. We're not resting. We're not going to use, it's fine, we don't really have to try this practice. No, because Arch Manning and the Longhorns are coming to town August 30th in the shoe, and there's no takebacks. There's no gimmies. We're starting hot right off the bat, and I think that's what this team maybe needs, because then that way it's kind of a wake-up call of, hey, we are a younger team. Hey, we may not have that experience, but it's go time. We got to make it happen.
And you know that the Longhorns are pointing to this game. They know what happened in Jerry World. They know what happened with Ohio State winning that game, going on to win the national title. Ryan Day knows the target on his football team is always huge, but it's bigger than ever. And how ironic is it that they meet Texas in that semifinal game?
I love it.
And now they get them to kick off this season. I mean, Hollywood could not have written a better script last year, and then the sequel,
this is the sequel.
the
This is
sequel
part
coming,
two.
coming out this way. I mean, it's amazing, and so, they got a lot of questions. I think it was interesting earlier in the week when Ryan Day, I asked him how much of things ramped up. Are you starting? He goes, "Oh no, they're ramped up. We're getting chippy," and I think that there's been a learning curve, and I think that maybe. These kids are more resilient maybe than he thought they were going to be, but especially the young guys. They're competing. They want play. All of these guys are, 4- and 5-star football players. That's who Ohio State recruits. They came here not to ride the pines. They came here to play. This is their opportunity. And while you've tried to maybe tone it down a little bit, the kids are smelling it.
They're locked in.
They're locked in. They want to get playing time, and they know this is their opportunity. They're trying to get noticed.
I will say one thing, too, that has really stood out to me through all of spring practice is the mindset that all these guys have. Like, you know, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs. I mean, Luke Montgomery talked about it. They know that they have their own story to write. Yes, they were national champions last year. Yes, that was a year for the record books. But these banners are hanging in the Woody right now, but it's a new year. They want to write their own story. They want to put their own mark on this program. And that is a great sign. It's a great culture moment, because you could look at them and say, well, they won the Natty last year. They're kind of still riding that. No, they're not. It's a new season. It's a new script, and it's a new story they want to write.
And you know what? Why not a dynasty here at Ohio State? We saw it with Clemson when they got hot. We saw it with Alabama when they got hot. We saw it with Georgia. Maybe now it's Ryan Day's turn, and Coach has talked about it. And, you know, I will give Ryan Day all the credit in the world. He's navigated this new world of college football amazingly. The spring showcase, not anymore. It's going to be a spring game. She's Nicole Sheeran, and I'm Dom Taveri.